Hey, what is going on? YouTube Tactics here, and today I've got an exciting video. I've got the completed Shaddoll deck. But before I get into that, I'd like to tell you please rate, comment, like, and subscribe. And you can be entered into a competition once a week, so you can win free awesome cards. So please do that. And also in the future, I might be starting up my little trade site again, or the trade cards online, so you can trade with me. But further ado, let's get into the deck profile. Now, first of all, I'm going to do this a little differently than normal. I'm going to go through the extra deck first, and then I'm going to go through the main deck. Now, a disclaimer here, asterisk, whatever you want to call it, there is 42 cards in this deck, and I know a lot of you guys do not like 42 cards, so I'll tell you a couple of cards you can take out if you want, because some of these cards I put in here are for player preference only. So let's do this. Let's see here. So our first thing is going to be Shaddoll Construct. We have to have 3 of these. This card is the MVP of the deck. It is your boss monster. Everybody knows what this card does. It's amazing. And without this card, it wouldn't be a Shaddoll deck. After that, we got 2 Shaddoll Windas. That's another really great card. Helps prevent special summoning and stuff like that. Next, we have this El Shaddoll, the new water type. This card is optional to put in your extra deck if you want to change it out. You can, but it's a pretty decent card. But it's hard to bring out with this build. And then the other MVP of this deck is El Shaddoll Shekhinaga. This card is Beast Mode. Then that'll end it for all the Shaddoll Fusion cards. Next, we're going to go into the Syncros. I got 1 Goyo Guardian and 1 Amrades Keeper of the Boundary. Now you could put in a Black Rose if you like and replace it that water Shaddoll if you like, but you don't have to. Next we're going into the XYZ cards, the Xyz cards. You got Stellarknight Delteros. I'm sorry, that's how I'm going to say it. You got Evilswarm Ourboros. This card is amazing in this deck, and you'll see how he bumps summon it later on. Now these regular rank 4s, we don't go into them very often, but they're good to have just in case. So we got Castel right here, another great card. Evilswarm Exciton Knight. Number 101 Silent Honor Arc. And finally, Lavalval Chain. This is a card that I think is pretty good in this deck. It helps get your dragon plays and all that stuff. So that will be it for the extra deck. There are a total of 15 of them in all. And I believe there's 22 monsters in this deck. So the non-Shaddolls, we got Blackluster Soldier, Envoy the Beginning, because this has darks and lights in it, so why not have this card? It's so good. We have 3, count them, 3-star Seraph Scepter. This card might get hit in the next ban list, I'm not sure. I don't know about this ban list, but September ban list. And then after that, we'll have 3-star Seraph Sovereignty. That's what I call it. I don't know what it's really called. I don't really care. It's the chair. And this card might get hit in the ban list. But this is what helps you get your Ouroboros out in plus all day. Next, we got, for Earth, we got a Mathmatician, 2 of them. Some people like 3. I prefer 2. Because I have Foolish Burial in this deck. Now, that will end it for the non-Shaddoll cards. Next, we've got 2 Shaddoll Beasts. This card, I love this card to get some extra drawing power out there. You don't need 3. It might be a little too cloggy. Next, this is personal preference. I have 3 Shaddoll Dragons. You can take 1 out and put 2 if you want to have the 40 cards. But I like this card because I don't run Mystical Space Typhoon, so it's a pretty decent card. All right. Next, I have 2 Shaddoll Squamatas. This card's a pretty decent card. Helps me mill some of my Shaddoll cards. I have 2 Shaddoll Hedgehogs. This card helps me get out my Shaddoll Fusions and stuff like that. It's a very good card. Good. There's a good thing with these. What's that word called? You know, you play with these. You know, I got 2 Shaddoll Falcos. This is like your Monster Reborn of the deck. You don't need 3. It's cloggy. And then I play 1 Effective Veiler and then 1 Maxx. Now, kind of the main reason why I'm doing that is because I mean, I do have a second Effective Veiler, but I just didn't want to play it. And I only have 1 Maxx. You can intertwine these guys. You can have 2 effect veilers and then 2 Maxx, whatever you want to do. But I like to have 1 of each just so I can have a little bit of drawing power. Also, it's an earth, so that helps me get out my Shekhinaga. And then I also have my effect veiler. It's also a tuner, and it's a light, so I can get my construct out. Alright, so that will end it for the 22 cards that are in monsters. Now, I'm not 100% sure. I think there's 10 spells. We got 3 Shaddoll Fusions. This card, I mean, you could do 2, but this card is really good because a lot of decks like to utilize the, the extra deck. So this card comes in handy a lot. So I like to have 3 in my deck. I had 2. I mean, I was playing with it, but for some reason I wasn't drawing it enough. Then we have another really good MVP is the Shaddoll Fusion. This card really helps you. You can get a Shaddoll Fusion card on your opponent's turn, and it can really screw them up. So this is a really good card. This card may get hit in the ban list because it's just so good. Okay, and then for the one-ofs, I have 1 Book of Moon. This can be used multiple ways. Like you can use like Shaddoll Falco and use its effect and special summon like a construct from your graveyard. Then you can flip Book of Moon or use Book of Moon and put it back in defense mode, and then you can use it again next turn. So this is, or you can mess up your opponent. So this card is very good. Next, I have this awesome card. I can't believe it's unbanned. I know it's been unbanned for a while now, but Raigeki. This card is so good. And I have a Foolish Burial. This is another card that's optional because you have a lot of Foolish Burial. Like Construct's a Foolish Burial. I mean, a couple of my trap cards can be Foolish Burial. Mathematician's Foolish Burial. So this is kind of a card like if you want to use it. I like to have this card because this is like my MST. So I play this card, and anytime I want, if I have it in my hand, I can get the dragon into the graveyard and destroy back row. So I really like having a Foolish Burial. And then our final one up for spells is going to be Soul Charge. This card really can help in tight situations. I actually use this card more with the Star Seraphs than anything. Sacrifice 1,000 X special summon, get Ouroboros out. It's really good. Now for the traps, I run 2 Fiendish Chains. This card is so good because it can block a lot of cards that have effects. So 2 Fiendish Chains is enough. You can have 3. I like to run 2 Fiendish Chains and a bottomless trap hole. But you can do whatever you want. Now this is a card a lot of people don't put in their deck, and I think they should because it helps you recycle a lot of cards. And there's 2 Jar of Avarice. This card is very good. I made a discussion video about it, and this card may one day become limited because I just think it's too good. Like, I'll read it to you one more time. Target 5 cards in your graveyard except Jar of Avarice. Shuffle all 5 into deck and draw 1. You can only activate 1 Jar of Avarice per turn. This card, like if I'm using like Raigeki and I use a Fiendish Chain, a Book of Moon, and I use a Star Seraph card, I can actually recycle those cards and use them multiple times in a duel. So I really like to have these cards. Only at 2 though. You don't need 3. It's not important. Next, I run 2 Call of the Haunteds because it really helps me get out my constructs from the graveyard or my Windas or whatever, or Star Seraph. So I like to use this with the Star Seraph card so I can special summon and draw a shit ton. So 2 Called Haunted. You could do 3 if you really like to, but 2 is good limit, I think. And then for the one-ofs, I do 1 Sinister Shadow Game. This card you don't have to have in this deck. This is like another Foolish Burial. But I like to have this card because I can flip cards and like use their effects on my opponent's turn if they haven't attacked me yet. It's a good card. You can put it at 2, you can put it at 0. It doesn't matter. I like it the way I have it. Next, I have Shaddoll Core. I love this card. I love this card so much because you can make this into any attribute, and you can Shaddoll summon or Fusion summon, and then when this goes to graveyard, you can take the Fusion card like Shaddoll Fusion and reuse it again, or put it back in your hand and use it next turn. Too good. I love it so much. Next, I got my 1 bottomless trap hole because I like to banish cards. I feel better when cards are banished. And then finally, I got Vanity's Emptiness. This is so great if you can get out like a Soul Charge and you can get your field out with all your Shaddoll cards. This card is a beast. But that is basically it. I said throughout the video what some of the cards that you can get rid of. Now, this is also a June 2015 deck profile, so it could change with the next ban list coming up. But I don't know. Like the Star Seraph, whatever. But I really hope you enjoy this video. Please rate, comment, like, and subscribe. And I will have an updated of this once the July ban list comes out. I really hope it's not too bad. It doesn't hit this deck too hard because I literally just made it and it costs a lot of money to make. And that will be it. Now this is my new favorite deck. I like this better than Light Swarms now. It's just so good. It's more diverse and you can do lots of different moves. If you guys want me to, I could make a strategy video about how some of the cards work. If you're not too familiar with Shaddolls, because it seriously is sort of a newer archetype. Even though it's been out for about a year. But please leave a comment if you want. If you don't understand this deck and you want me to clarify something, maybe I'll make a video on it or I'll type you back. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you later. Peace.